Yesterday was the first day of fall. So excited that it's finally cooling down. Well, actually, not quite yet. Today was like 98, I think. So we're getting there. It's just the season that everybody loves. It brings comfort, it brings joy, it brings connection, but it also brings a lot of reflection. A lot of food, too. It's just a great time to look back at what you did during the last season or even the season before. What have you learned so far? What have you noticed in your efforts that were working and things that you were slacking in that you need to do better? From all the things that you have been working on, what has been your vision? What has been the number one thing that you've been wanting to see in your life? We all want something. We all want an amazing life, something to help us grow, something for our families. There's one main vision, but throughout that one main vision, there's like subvisions. And in these subvisions, it's like you have a picture of how you'd want your life to be in your job, your life to be with your family, your life to be with your friends, and so forth, so on. And in these visions, sometimes it's hard for us to map it out. It sometimes makes us feel confused about, like, what do I really want? Even though we know, like, we want a nice life and we want all of these things, but if we can't visualize what they look like, then how do you really know how they're going to be like in your life if you've never really seen a vision, an actual picture to show you what they're going to be like? In this vision, like, that you want for your life or for your family, it's going to involve a lot of prepping. It's going to involve a lot of time just looking at what you want. If you have a clear picture of how you want things to be, you're going to feel like you're getting closer and closer to it every day because you're looking at it every single day. It's hard to bring something into your life if you have no idea what it looks like. Maybe you've seen somebody else who has it and maybe how their life looks like. But in reality, if you don't have the vision of yourself in that place, then you won't really know what that'll look like for you. You only know what that looks like for others. So, upon creating a vision, you need to know who you were and who you want to become, making that clear for yourself. Because if you don't know who you are, then how do you know what you're going to do tomorrow, what you're going to do in the future? If you have no idea what you want to strive for, then you're lost. I'm sorry to say, you don't really know what your aspirations are. And so it's about the rediscovery is what it's so important for figuring out those next steps about what your vision really is going to look like. Without knowing who you are, it's going to be very, very difficult to try to give yourself this dream life of yours. Who am I? Where do I want to go? Who do I want to be? What should I be doing? And how can I encapsulate this higher version of myself with the skills that I've learned and turn it into something that you've always envisioned for yourself? Because if you don't know these core aspects, you won't be able to get the life that you want. It'll be very difficult for you to put yourself in the position that your future self would be in, because your body will reject that feeling because it's uncomfortable for you to feel like your higher self. It's harder for you to feel like you can achieve these things because of your lack of self-worth. So in order for you to kind of put yourself into the position of starting to bring these things into your life is to start looking at pictures and then put them next to your face. Because then once you start to see yourself next to these things, it starts to make you feel like, oh, this is a part of who I am. It's not distant from me. It's not better than me, but I can become that person who has these things. Now, you can have these things in your life, but one hardest part is by consistently showing up for yourself to make yourself feel like that you are worthy of these things. It's by treating yourself as if you're someone you're responsible for taking care of. And so what I mean by this is sticking to the routines, sticking to the habits that you know are healthy for yourself. So constantly making sure that you're there for yourself. Because if you can constantly show up for yourself and make sure you're doing the things that you told yourself you were going to do, you're going to feel more worthy. You're going to feel like, wow, I'm actually someone who deserves these things, who can receive these rewards. And you'll then start to realize that all it took was rediscovering who you were and staying disciplined about yourself. Because if you care for everybody else around you, but you don't care for yourself, then you're just giving all your energy away to people that maybe don't deserve it. Once you decide to put yourself into the big person's shoes and start to look out for yourself, you're gonna feel like, wow, I can achieve these things. I can have this vision, this dream that I've been searching for. And it all starts with these two steps: discovering who you are, the purpose that you've been called to fulfill by God, and ultimately taking care of yourself, taking care of this vessel, keeping it healthy. Because it's not only a fleshly body, but it's also a vessel for our spirit. So if we take care of it, then we're also taking care of the Holy Spirit within us. I encourage you to just stop for a second. Ask yourself, who am I? Who do I want to become? And am I taking care of myself like I should? Am I actually showing up for myself as if I'm someone who's worthy of receiving these things in my life? Or am I backing down? Am I thinking I'm not enough? Once you start to put the pictures together, you're going to start to see that you can have it, that it's not that hard, that these things aren't meant to be on a pedestal, but meant for everybody to receive. Creating this vision for yourself is so important for you to finally actualize these things in your life. As long as you think about them, you set an action to them, you'll create an outcome of this personality, this person that you want to become, in this reality. You can change all of that. But I'm going to give some resources down in the description of my personal vision board so that you guys can get an idea of how to even, put these things down on paper, of how to act like you're living this reality already, and to just give you a template so that you're reminding yourself of the person that you are becoming, not of your past, but right now. Love you guys. God bless.